Our group had cooperatives, also known as co-ops.
And our question was, what are the advantages and disadvantages of a cooperative?
And I'm going to go into cooperatives in general. A cooperative or a co-op is a business or organization that is owned and run jointly by its members who share the profits or benefits. Cooperatives are found in many industries. The three main types of cooperatives are consumer cooperatives, service cooperatives, and producer cooperatives. There are also non-profit, professional organization, business association, and trade associations that are related directly to co-ops. To each of these individually and cooperatives in general, there are several disadvantages and advantages.
We will start with the advantages of a cooperative in general. Some advantages could be being able to work together, which means potentially less workload altogether for an individual. Cooperatives also get tax benefits since they are not corporations. They also are not required to pay income tax on their earnings as long as the earnings are handled appropriately. Also, the forming of a cooperative is pretty much unlimited. Any group of people, consumers, or products with common social or economic goals can come together and form a co-op. Members also control the organization.
As there are so many advantages to cooperations, there are also disadvantages. One of these being that 20% of earnings must be paid out to members. For a member, a co-op can also be negative. Members of the cooperative have to pay income tax on their earnings. Whether the cost structure for services is worth the investment also depends on a variety of factors. These include regulation and management structure to the amount of risk individual co-ops may be willing to accept. Also, another disadvantage can depend on circumstances. A cooperative can invest as much as 80% of its earnings on expanding its operations, which could mean losing a bit of money because of expanding. If the expanding is successful, this could lead to future profits, but if it's not, the co-op could be mainly losing money.
Now break down into more specific parts of a co-op. A consumer cooperation, service cooperative, producer cooperative all serve a specific purpose. A consumer co-op's purpose is to sell merchandise to its members at reduced prices. A service cooperative is to provide services, not material goods, and a producer cooperative is used to help its members sell products. These are controlled democratically to serve their members. All of these are alike because they provide profit.
A consumer cooperative can have advantages and disadvantages. One of its advantages are most purchases are made in large quantities, which can provide trade discounts in the purchase. The more trade discounts, the lower the price. Also, one disadvantage of consumer cooperative could be if finance is inadequate, which is common. It will not allow going for large quantity purchase. For example, Ace Hardware or Carpet One.
Next is a service cooperation. An advantage to a service co-op could possibly be gaining information. However, since information sometimes isn't tangible, a customer may think that since they are not getting a material good, it is not worth their time. A situation like this could be potentially bad for business. An example of a service cooperation is credit unions or healthcare providers.
Is a producer cooperative. A positive is really for their members. It provides direct help in selling products, therefore these people get help selling. A negative to producer co-ops could possibly be earnings are divided among the workers according to an agreed scale, which could potentially leave these people with less money in some cases. Examples are Land O'Lakes, Sunkiss, and Blue Diamond.
Nonprofit organizations, professional organizations, business associations, and trade associations are separate from the previously mentioned cooperatives because they are all made of overall benefit, not individual. A nonprofit is an organization or business that operates solely for the purpose of the general good of the community. Professional organizations work to improve the general working conditions for a particular occupation. Business associations promote collective business interests. A trade association's purpose is mainly to promote a particular industry instead of the public as a whole.
The advantages and disadvantages are fairly simple. The most positive thing the nonprofit and communal cooperatives do is provide for an overall good and work to improve a group instead of an individual, although the negative is quite clear. Although it's benefiting for a whole, particular individuals probably aren't getting as much profit as they would in a service, producer, or consumer cooperative. Mainly, this could be bad for an individual but good for a whole.
Examples of this are things like YMCAs, ASPCAs, and the Red Cross.
They tried to make me go to rehab. I said no, no, no. Yes, I've been black, but when I come back, no, no, no. I ain't got the time, and if my daddy thinks I'm fine.
Cooperatives or co-ops?
And our what?